Welcome back. Have you ever wondered to yourself, as an NA player, is there any evil woman servant that can satisfy both gameplay and also being a waifu material? And then you realize there is Morgan. But then you wonder to yourself again, is she worth summoned for her gameplay? Well then, worry not, because today I bring you the only Morgan analysis you will ever need in Fake Run Order. The servant on today's spotlight will be Morgan Le Fay, the Lost Spell King of Lost Spell 6, a tyrant queen, ruled over Britain for millennium, summoned into the Lost Spell by Barry. Because her love for Britain was so big that she could not accept the current state of it, so she takes over the Lost Spell, burn down the Fantasy Tree server, and absorb its energy, sending her knowledge of banned human history and the future of the Lost Spell to her Lost Spell past self, which is Tonerico the Savior, as mentioned in the plot via her own resetting method. In order to create a butterfly effect, changing the Lost Spell future separates itself from being an absolute timeline to become a completely new world. I will not explain the lore too far, so the NA player who haven't reached Lost Spell 6 cannot get spoiler. Morgan appeared to be a real freak when she fired Ronro Miniat from her location in the Inlet Lost Spell on the way to Olympus in the Atlantic Lost Spell and destroyed Olympus Fantasy Tree. According to Barry, as Olympus Fantasy Tree was brought to end by Crystallia Hand and Britain Fantasy Tree was reigned by the king of the Britain Lost Spell. That means there is no longer a veil suitable for the alien gods Beast 7, Descents, and thus right now, Morgan is the strongest being on this planet. Upon seeing her transcendent get Minecraft akin to divine punishment being unleashed from her Lost Spell to reach the far removed Olympus, Chaldean think to themselves, God damn it, that's cool as fuck. We need that divine construct to deal with alien god. And while the Chaldean first reached Avalon Lefay and preparing a plan to get their hands on the divine construct, the last master of humanity, aka Fujimaru Riska, used 800 Sanqua to try summon Morgan in her banner to make the job easier, and on he got back with just a lot of spicy backup food, so the Chaldean had to do it the normal way. The Chaldean later found out that Morgan has over 10 of the Ronro Miniat installed in front of Camelot's castle. When we asked her about the Gonro Miniat at the Inn of Olympus, just another use of it is as far as Morgan concerned, or Da Vinci told, meaning that it's just another form of magecraft created by her in order to deal with anything that can pose a threat to Britain. Morgan is a limited 5-star Berserker Last Servant with a quite high base attack and a low base hurtborn. Her role can be a main DPS, a pseudo support, or a pseudo DPS. She is also tied with Arjuna Alter in the strongest booster Berserker ranking. She is quite easy to use. The Lost Spell 6 plot and her fate in it make her become one of the most popular servants in the realm right now. She's a saber face, that means her illustrator is Takeuchi Takeshi. Her design is also very belly. God damn it, that hot, please step on me. She demands you as her husband or wife, depend on your gender. I don't know why, but it's maybe because of her ruler characteristic that urge her to become more special than other servants in Chaldea. The Morgan that you summon is the Morgan from the Lost Spell, not the one from banned human history. She seems to be kinder than when she was still a tyrant queen, according to Balbas's Voidlight Tower her. Her first skill is Charisma of Design, B. Increase on allies attack by 10% to 20%. Increase her enemy round by 20 to 30%. Decrease enemy defense by 20 to 30% on 3 turns. This skill has a cooldown of 8 to 6 turns. Her second skill is Protection of the Lake, C. Increase an allied NP round by 10 to 20% and increase NP gain of on allies by 15 to 25% for 3 turns. has a 7 to 5 turn cooldown. Her third skill is Beyond the Furthest in A, which apply gut to herself one time, available for 3 turns, heal by 1000 to 3000 upon active. Increase her own critical star gather rate by 3000 to 5000% for 3 turns. Increase her own critical strength by 20 to 30%, 3 turn effectiveness. Gain her 5 to 15 stars. Apply a buff to herself, which decrease attack and critical rate of her enemy by 10 to 20% per turn for 3 turns. This skill has a cooldown of 9 to 7 turns. Morgan's NB is Rawless Camelot, the perfect utopia that cannot be reached. An LA Buster NB that deal 300 to 500% damage based on NB level. Deal 50% special attack to Fae and Knights of the Round Table enemy. Inflict curse on enemy by 5 turns, each turn deal 1000 damage. Increase 1 overcharge level for all allies by 1 time, 3 turns. Deal extra special attack for all human achievable enemy by 150% to 200% based on overcharge level.
慈悲だ神戸を垂れよ恐怖はない希望もないただ罪人のように死ね
The description of her NP is the perfect utopia that cannot be reached. Rank EX, NP tab anti-fortress. Maximum number of targets 100. Range 10 to 99. The White Castle Camelot that Morgan wished to enter during her lifetime, but was unable to. A rule of the world. Rather, Morgan was not allowed to become King of Britain for the sake of humanity. A twist designed for control and privilege. A burning feeling of anger direct towards humans. And her hate for Artoria, who sat on Camelot's throne even though she was the same type of being, caused Morgan to become the one who would bring ruin to the Round Table. This is her existence as a being brought forth by Mitra. It is her way to instantly travel on the path that could never be reached and destroy it. She is not meant to defeat King Arthur, a destiny to destroy the fairies of Britain for the sake of humanity. In order to overthrow human logic itself, she has returned from the farthest reach of the earth and become a witch who cursed the world. I recommend it. Max out her first 2 skills to get a juicy 50% NP girl. The third skill you can save for later, since farming is like 90% of the game itself. She has 5 passives. The first one is Magnet Enhancement B, increase her booster card effectiveness by 8%. Second is Magic Resistance A, increase her debuff resist by 20%. Third one is Item Construction EX, increase her debuff success rate by 12%. She's a witch after all. The fourth one is Territory Creation B, increase her arcade effectiveness by 8%. The last one is Fae Eyes A, increase her critical attack chain resistance by 20%. She has 3 random passives. 3 append skills. The first one is Follow-up Technique Improvement, increasing her extra attack effectiveness by 20 to 50% based on level. Include her extra attack damage, and begin and start chain. Mana transfer mana loading, which charge her 10% to 20% AP gauge at the start of the battle based on level. Also, if you're not planning on 120 her, you should consider maxing this append skill. The last one is quite different than usual, since other servants seems to be increasing damage when they attack specific class. In Morgan's case, it is anti-saber critical attack chain resistance, which increase her critical attack chain resistance against saber enemy by 20 to 30% based on level. This skill probably manifests due to her hate toward Artoria, or should I say, King Arthur. Her deck contains 1 quick, 2 arc and 2 buster. Her quick has 4 hit, arc has 3 hit, buster has 3 hit, 5 hit on extra attack, and her NP has 6 hit. Due to her being a berserker class, she has 10 star job, 5% star chain, 5% NP gain when got hit. Her base NP gain is 0.53%. When you got her to bond level 10, she will give you her bond CE at the furthest end. When equipped on Morgan, she will increase battery damage against Fey Tray and Man Tray by 50% while she's on the field. It is the most precious and glorious thing that has been given to her by the Fairy of the Lake. The symbol of the Red Mother who built this world, only given to fairies who were born in the Bay of the Star and washed ashore to Earth. As long as they comply with the duty of paradise, they would eventually be able to become the spirit of the star. That is the ultimate goal of the fairies. However, she abandoned the promised glory, saying that it was not her own design. The one that heals her allies changed into the spear that brings down her enemy. The light in her eyes that she was born with was lost in battle. At the end of her journey, she has lost a great many things. What she got was a throne of white wall instead. The legend of Britain that she kept wishing for, yet even now she still remembers. The beloved old day at the land at the furthest end. The price of a bygone dream left behind by a gentle throne of stone. Farming-wise, I recommend Kaleidoscope, Aerial Die, Participation of the King, First Sunrise, Starry Night, Beautiful Dreamer, Round and Round, Geo Magic Bullet, Summer Anniversary, First Drawing. The Imaginary Element, Math Limit Rick Leyline, Peerless Puppeteer, Holy Night Super, Charm of Love, Vision Marshal, Crystallization of Winter, Halloween Princess, Stitching for your beloved one, Veils of Design, and that's for farming. Now for the challenge quest, you can just use all of the CE above. Also, here's some additional CE: Black Rail, Summertime Mistress, Himiko Leisure, Like a Bird. As a booster servant, she has very limited way to 3-turn farming. All of the 3-turn farming ways must have double Koyan Scar of Life first skill maxed out. But wait, she has a lot of ways to do challenge quests. I recommended using booster support servant like Shakespeare, Merlin, Dio, Hans, Koyan Scar of Light, Koyan Scar of Dark, Sushi Mothman, Himiko. She also worked in a store team, more specifically Morgan, Castoria and Merlin. If you have 2 out of 3, this team provides immense tankiness using Morgan Overcharge with Castoria Absolute Defense Shield and Merlin healing while still being able to deal massive damage due to Morgan being a main DPS and Merlin Buster buff. As I said before, Morgan is a new generation servant, so she got some sick animation on her attack. Morgan is originally a witch, so it makes sense that her attacks seem to be her using some kind of dark magecraft to attack. If you look at Morgan's animation, you can see that she behaves exactly like a king or a queen, since she didn't need to move in order to attack the enemy. Every buster card attack of her carry a bunch of impact upon hit. It's kind of satisfying to see her pull out the sword that I suppose it was Salter Excalibur to slash her dimensional. Also, her extra attack seems to be her summoning the Lost Bell Rongo Minion, one of the magecraft she created to deal with Xenomorphs from the sky to strike down the enemy. The sound effect is quite impactful too. Take a look.
そういいでしょう。落ちよロードレスキャメロット逃がすものか許すものか光栄に思うああそういうことか何を喜んでいるのです。私が出たのです。勝利は約束されていたはずですが。
Berserker last advantage against all lab except for Rina. Very high damage, good survival ability. Can be a main DPS or pursue the sport. Very elegant design, extremely cool animation, 50% MP charge and she can 3-turn farming. Easy to max on her skill because of the low requirement and the new pull rim shop. Berserker last weakness again on last, need top tier support and top tier CE to 3-turn farming. She will make her first debut in NA on early June 2023 and then have a second rerun around 2 or 3 weeks after Lost Basic Part 3 release. So that was the end of the video. If you guys enjoy my content, make sure to like and subscribe. That will help me a lot and make me motivate in making more videos.